Today we are going to talk about but, when, and try, words that kill your positive intentions. Welcome everyone. My name is Marty Angel and I am the Latina Business Coach. Let's talk today about but, when, and try. These are words that kill your positive intentions. If you think about it, words are preceded by your thoughts. And when your thoughts are filled with an emotion, they have a power that is undeniably compelling. Therefore, you must know that there are certain words in your everyday vocabulary that come with a red flag. This is important for us to know as we are entrepreneurs and we are always talking to ourselves in our head and talking to others right here in front of our computer. And these words that I'm going to share with you today, or that I'm sharing with you today, these words have been tested by kinesiology, a method that is so eloquently explained in the book by Dr. Robert Hawkins, Power versus Force. These words can actually make you go weak. In numerous studies done with our own research, these three words always make the person go weak. Now, I personally have conducted numerous trials with my students at the college, and these three words bring your powerful, positive, and meaningful intentions to a screeching halt. So you want to make sure to avoid or replace or substitute these words with something else, another word that gives you more positive feelings. You've got to think about this. It's as though your thoughts, your wants and desires hit a roadblock, and what you wish for will never come to you if you continue to use these words because they are so emotionally charged with negative feelings. And basically it's like you've yanked the roots from a blooming flower before it even had a chance to grow your dream. So let's take the words one by one. Let's take the word but. When you use the word but, usually it is used to stifle someone else's opinion, someone else's thought, or someone else's desire. For example, you find yourself in a conversation with somebody and they say something you don't agree with. You begin to get tense and you generally answer yes, but when you are really trying to really understand, you're really inside saying, no, 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 I do not agree with what you said. You're saying yes, you're feeling no. You're saying yes, you're feeling no, and there's a block that happens. There is a block that happens. So let's take another scenario for an example. Why do you think you never seem to get what it is you want? And I've tried this with my students. Every time you take that word want, I ask you to replace it with the word lack. I want more money. I lack more money. I want more customers. I lack more customers. Every time you say want, we usually come from an emotional standpoint of wanting it because we don't have it. Think about it. Is it because you really want something? Because it's going to make you happy when you get it? Usually not. So you want to think about what it is you really want to be feeling when you use those words. Yes, I would love to have a car that rides fast. Yes, I would love to have that car. And then we start to say, but I can't afford it. The moment that you hit but, it's like hitting the brakes on that dream desire. So you may say, or think that you really want that job, but they probably won't pick me. Have you ever said that? But they probably won't pick me. I'm going to try to pass the class, but I probably won't. I'm going to try to get that job, but I probably won't get the interview. Every time you say but, you stop it dead in its tracks. Or you may say, I wish I had more money, but I don't. But I don't. Every time you say or think, even think the word but, wham, you slam on the brakes to your creative process. So replace the word but. Don't even think it. Don't even feel it. Now let's talk about the word when. When do you usually use the word when? You may use it like this. I want a new car when I can afford it. So we think that instead of using but, we use when. Or I'll buy new clothes when I can afford it. Or I'll buy new clothes when I lose weight. Or I'll buy new this when I have more money. Or I'll buy this new TV when I have the cash. When, the problem with when is that when never seems to come. When leaves you in limbo. When tells the universal energy, hey, whenever, I don't believe I can have this, so it'll never come to me. It'll just keep floating away from me. And that's what happens when you use the word when. So you're basically telling the universe, you really are telling them that you don't have the power to have the faith that you need to get what it is that you really want, right? Not that you really lack, but that you really desire to have. And if you replace the word want with desire, that gives it a little more positive influx. How about this? I will read the book when I'm on vacation. And we go on vacation, we don't read the book. Because basically, the universe is not giving us the impetus to do what it is when we use the word when. You never seem to get to that book. So, when, we don't want to use when, right? Unless it's like when 5 minutes passes right now or something like that. But really, when is no good. Now let's use the other word, and I use this one and my students laugh at me because I say, this is a loser word. The word is try. And as Yoda, wise old Yoda says, do or do not. As he's talking to young Luke, right? Do or do not. There is no try. And I do this, I love to do this because I give an example with my yoga students and I say, try to move the chair. Now, one of two things happens. One, they get up and they actually move the chair, or two, they sit around and say, I can't move the chair. But the thing is that they either moved it or they didn't. There was no in between. I didn't see try. Try is so esoteric that it just negates and makes everything else nebulous. So, in that movie, The Empire Strikes Back, my own saying is try is a loser word. But remember, as Yoda says, do or do not, there is no try. Because the truth of the matter really is you either do or you do not. When muscle tested, here's the interesting thing. When muscle tested, this word makes you the weakest. If you think about it, when you invite a friend to do something with you and they say, oh, I'll try to make it. Yeah, what time is it? Okay, great, I'll try to make it. Answer this. How many times has that friend really shown up? No, we have been conditioned by society to use the word try as an excuse for not really wanting to do something, and as an excuse to give us an excuse why we don't want to do something. So it better still, when your child asks you, Mom or Dad, can you get me a toy? And you usually say, I'll try. Then the child asks you, Mom, again, can you get me the toy? I'll try. And the truth of the matter is, you're using try as pushing it back. So I ask you to be honest with yourself. Try brings you into an ambiguous state that makes you feel like you're lying. And that is not our true nature, which is why try is not a good word. So I ask you to tell the truth. You are either going to go to that party, or you are going to get them that toy, or you are going to make it to that happy hour or not. Spare the agony. Spare the agony of waiting needlessly to your friends. Be honest and say, you know what, I'm not really feeling it tonight. I'll catch you on a rain check. So you need to really stop using the word try. When you use the word try, you know deep down inside you are not really going to do that task. The answer is, the truth of the matter is, you're using try as an excuse. I'll try to make it. I'll try to get it. I'll try to tell him. It never gets done. I'll try to do it today. How many times have we heard that? So remember, there is only one way. You either do or do not. There is no in between. So the truth of the matter is, when you try to do your best, you will actually fail. Instead, say, I am going to do my best. So you set your mind up to focus on doing your best. Physically, you can either do or do not. So I have not been able to see what try looks like. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I don't know what try looks like. So I want you to remove these words from your vocabulary. If you really truly want to manifest your desires, you want to remove all these words. It's not going to be easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. So here's the 3 things you need to do. Number 1, you need to be aware that you're using the words and that they bring negative power to your reality, right? Then number 2, you need to begin to consciously replace them with more positive words like yes, so that I can, or no, I'm going to take a rain check. And number 3, you need to make sure that you consistently do this and begin to create what it is you really want in this world by removing the negative words in your mind and in your thoughts. Yes, our thoughts are energy too, and they manifest reality for us. So you've got to be aware, aggressively present with your thoughts and with your words. All right, guys. I hope you found power. I hope you found value in this. And if so, I'm going to invite you as an entrepreneur to take the entrepreneurial archetype test, entrepreneurial archetype test. Why? Because when we know our personal archetype, we can then capitalize on our strengths and outsource our weaknesses. You know, back in the day, they used to say, no, take your weakness and turn it into a strength. It takes too long. And now in the day and age that we're in, you don't want to do that. You want to outsource your weakest points and you want to capitalize on your strengths. All right. So if you want to take your entrepreneurial archetype quiz to see what your strengths are, I invite you to go to www.martyangel.com. And as soon as you go up, within 10 seconds, you will have an opportunity to take your test, your quiz. And then I want you to come back here, drop me a comment, drop me a DM, find me. I'm Marty Angel everywhere. Find me and tell me, what is your entrepreneurial archetype? And then we move forward. We find our strengths, we move forward on our strengths, and we outsource the weaker parts of our personality. We outsource. It just makes sense, guys. All right, I hope you found value in this. Have a great day. And as always, I am so incredibly grateful for you. So thank you. And yes, find me and drop a comment. Have a great day. Namaste.